What's going on, guys? It's day 2. Got the Jeep back up here again. Little update on from last time. Got the fenders cut. This is the passenger side. This is the one that's all fucked up. I do have a grinding wheel. I did smash all that shit in. Still need to work on it a little bit. This is the driver's side. Driver's side looking a lot cleaner on the cut. Same thing, mashed in that inner wheel well. Still need to hit it a little bit. But yeah, the only thing I need to do in the front is just grind it, make it look prettier. I need to hammer in those wheel wells a little bit more just to get a little bit more clearance, and I need to flex it and see if I need to cut more, which I'm thinking I am gonna have to cut more, but I'm gonna do that all off camera because I mean you pretty much got the gist from it. Today we're hitting the back. Alright, so today we're hitting the back, and the back is a little bit much easier than the front, and you could also cut way less. But what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be attempting I'm gonna cut and fold pliers, and I'm gonna attempt to do the cut and fold on the rear quarter panel, which I mean it seems kind of hard, but I don't know. First time trying it, never did it. See how it goes. But in general, the back is a little bit easier than the front, or they're about the same. Doesn't really matter. But for the back, you don't need this at all because you can't cut all the way up there, or else you'll separate the body. So these are pretty much loose already. So. Except for that one bolt right there. So get the fender flare off, get the little rails off. Also you need to get the rear bumper thing off. Which everything in my Jeep is just holding on by clips. Kind of surprised this shit doesn't fly off when I'm on the highway. And then you still have the inner fender liner in here. So at this point, I'm just gonna jack up the Jeep, take the wheel off, start fucking some shit up. And sometimes it's easier just to break these because the bolts are unnecessarily long, so I'm not even gonna use them, so fuck it, just break it. Let me show you guys something real quick. So after you take off everything, you're left with this, right? Alright, so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna cut this lip off here. I'm just gonna follow this line, it already has. Cut it off. Now, when I was saying that in the rear I can't cut as much because of the pinch wheels, this is what I mean right here. So these little dots that are all around right here, those are the pinch welds. You can barely tell them, so I'm gonna paint them here in a sec. So those are the pinch welds, and that's what keeps the body together. So you don't want to cut those off because then inside it's gonna separate, and then you're gonna get all kinds of shit going in there. So like I said, you cut this little lip off, and then you paint these little dots that are all over the fender. You paint them to make sure you see them and you don't cut through them. You cut little lines, slots, and then you only go up to this body line right here, because if you go up to over here, you'll separate it. So do that all around the fender, and on the sides here in the corners, try to keep them as close as possible together so it'll be easy to hammer in. If that's all you're gonna do to cut the rear, that's it. As simple as that. Just make sure you don't cut the pinch welds, and then cut little slots up to that first body line after you cut the lip at first. Or you don't even have to cut the lip, but I mean, I am. It's easier. So, and that's pretty much it for the rear, but I'm not gonna do that yet because like I said, I'm gonna be attempting to do the rear quarter panel cut and fold, and this is pretty much how I do it. I'm following a guide online, so I'll post that link in the description so you guys can see it, and it's a pretty good one. That's the one I'm gonna follow, so let me show you guys real quick. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna be cutting and folding. First, these are to hold the end caps. You need to just grind those off, take them off, and then you're gonna be following this body line to cut. I'm also gonna be taking the rear bumper off because you're gonna be cutting in there, and it's just much easier taking that bumper off. Alright guys, so check it. According to the guide, you cut straight and then you go all the way around. You cut this line straight right here, and then you go all the way, and then you cut all the way around. Now the way I found my line is you got this body line right there, you got the second body line, and then there'll be like a third body line right there. That's the one you follow. So you see how right here is like straight, and then right here there's like a little bend. That's your body line. So that's your line when you're cutting all the way around. Alright guys, well there's the first cut. Should look something like this. And you go all the way around on the other side too. So I didn't film it, but you have to cut the back side and I got down on the floor. So time for the second cut. Alright guys, next line, you're gonna cut from here. Make sure you cut on the other side of this ledge with this fold. So cut here, all the way straight up to this line, which is gonna be that second body line. Then you cut complete across, and then you come down. So same thing on the other side of the inner fender. Alright guys, well here's how it looks after you cut that little square piece off. Now all you gotta do is do the same thing back there in the back. Alright guys, well that's how that's looking after you make the cut. So this piece right here is the one that folds up, and then this piece right here at that body line right there folds up this way, and then these up to that body line, it folds up this way, and then this is what covers it right there. Alright, so I still need to cut this right here, so this piece will be able to fold up at this body line, but I'm gonna leave it right here as of right now. First, I'm gonna teach you guys how to do it right here. And like I said earlier, I'm just gonna start by cutting off this slip completely right here, and then color all the pinch welds, and then cut slits all the way up to here, and then just bang them in with the hammer. So once you cut that piece off, you're gonna want to mark where you want to cut in between the black dots with the pinch weld, and then the lines are where you're gonna be cutting upwards. And remember, don't pass this body line. Alright, just cut up to this body line. And then after that, just hammer them up. Okay, I kind of fucked up again on the fucking passenger side. I guess this is gonna be the ugly side, but maybe don't go all the way up to the body line. Maybe just stay a little bit down. But anyways, from far away you can't really tell, but it's looking good. Now remember, this is where we're gonna fold still, so all you have to do is just cut it from here and cut it through that line. Now, I was told that it doesn't matter if you cut the pinch weld, because it's gonna separate it and you're gonna weld it. I mean, you're gonna bend it either way, but I'm just gonna try to avoid it. So just try to avoid it and then just follow bending the rest of it in. Alright, so a little recap. Cut the fender, cut the little slots, bent that in. Still need to bend this in right here. But before you do that, you get some sealant so water doesn't get up, and just put some sealant around the edges. Fold this up, then fold this. And then as this goes up here, this little ledge right here, you fold it up and it goes here. Now all that's left to do is just drill some holes on the bottom of this once it's folded up, and then just rivet it together. What's going on, guys? So again, I can't remember exactly what it said last time, but I think last time I was gonna try to finish it before I went to school, but I quite didn't get it done. I was so close, quite didn't get it done. I still had to take another day, but it is finally done. Well, not done, because I still have to measure for bump stops and longer shocks, but at least the 33s are on full time, and fenders in the front are cut, fenders in the rear are cut. Here's how she looks.
Hey there, ¿a qué estás jugando? A ver si te atreves a venir, a ver si te atreves a venir aquí.
She looks so aggressive compared to those fucking skinny ass tires she had. Here's how the front looks. Wide stance, a little bit of a pit bull stance. This is the fender I fucked up. I took it with the grinder, cut all the bad cuts off. Here's how the rear ended. This is what the last video is about. Doing the cut and fold. Now all that white stuff you see, it's all of it is sealant, so water and shit doesn't get in there. It's looking pretty good. I don't think it come out too bad. Now here are the I riveted. Well, these first ones, if I can point, these first ones were already there from the fender flare, but these ones right here are the ones I added, again with some sealant so no water could get in, because I mean you do have a hole in there. And that's how she looks in there. Just fold it up, and then with the cut fenders, and yeah, there's barely any room right here, barely any room, but it's just enough to where it flexes up a little bit, or I still have to flex it up. Here's the other side, the driver's side. Again, fold that sheet metal up, then you just put rivets on it and then sealer so water doesn't get through. Same thing on the underside. Fold it, put rivets and sealant, and on the other inside as well. Here's how she looks on the inside. Like I said, this is all folded up, so this is that right there. So you need to put sealant and make sure you be generous with that shit, because you don't want any water in there. Now on this side, you can't have access to that, so make sure you seal it good at the bottom. So this wire, if you have the tow hitch package, which I did, my Jeep did, it routes in through in here, it goes through in here, and then it comes out through here. You can't see it because this is covering it, but the inside of one over here that you bent up, and it's inside this one, has a hole for this. So it routes from here, it goes behind here, and it comes out through here, and then you can see, and it connects here. What I did there is I completely took the grommet off, and then because you have to take it off because you're bending those up. So I just took it off, and I just keep it inside, and then if you need to use it, which I doubt this Jeep is ever gonna haul anything, but if it is, it's just in there, just pull it out and connect it. But this is how the rear looks. Like that stance, bro. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's how she's looking. I really like how she's looking. Like I said, the only thing that's left is measure for bump stops, which I already have the plates for the rear, so I still have to paint those because they come in bare metal. And paint those, install those, and then just measure to put the hockey pucks on. And then on the front, it's just drill where the spring goes, like the base, and then just put the hockey pucks in there, and then just keep adding them up until the tires stuff all the way up, so it doesn't hit the body. I'm gonna do that off camera because it's pretty simple and kind of boring. So like I said, after this, it's just flex it, make sure I cut enough, and then measure for bump stops. As soon as I got bump stops down, measure for longer shocks, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it for this video. That's how she's looking. Dope as fuck. So see you guys later.